Hello again, this is Robert Radford. Um, I brought another game for you. It's a league game that was played in September 1994. It was a match against Horfield, and I was playing one Mr. I think it's Jonathan Hart or Jeremy Hart, not quite sure, J. Hart. And he's a good player. He was rated about 165 in the old chess grades, and he was at least 40 points, 20 points higher than me. Um, it was a strange game because I did not play well in this game until I was losing. Then I began to play better. But you know something? It's oftentimes when you're not playing well, and things start going bad and you sense you're going to lose, that all of a sudden it's like you're abandoned to everything in regards to nerves, concentration. You just want to get out there and have a go. If you're going to go down in a blaze, you know what I mean? So let's see what happened. I was white and I played e4. My opponent played knight f6, so we're going into an Alakhan's defence. And bishop back to b3. Now he played knight c6. This is all well-known stuff. And I played knight c3. So you can go pawn up here, at least for now. And I allowed that as I carried on and castled, getting on with my development. And he played e6, knight e4. It's possible he could play f4, but that'd be very risky. Very risky because there's all sorts of ways that I might be able to get his king. If I move my knight and I can get out the queen h5, who knows what might happen. But anyway, he played e6, and I castled, and he played bishop e7. So Mr. Hart is getting on with his game and developing. He's doing everything right so far. d3, castles, bishop e3, and he come in with his knight to d4. Now he's willing to give me back the pawn. He's not concerned about that. He wants my bishop on b3, and they did take it. And I retook, and then he played a6 because he will want to move that rook at some time. So he can't leave it there defending that pawn. There is, of course, a possibility I can play bishop takes b3 and mess up his kingside pawns, his queenside pawns. But no, my bishop's good where it is at the moment. So I played queen h5. I want to try and get an attack going. And he's brought his knight back to d7. He's repositioned it. And he knows that knight on e5 is part of my attack. So I defend it with a pawn. The idea is if he goes knight takes, I can go pawn takes, and then it restricts his pawns, his bishop rather, from going to d6, f6, or g5. Knight f6 to chase away my queen, or for me to swap off, which I did. He took the bishop, and then I played rook a4. Why did I do that? Don't know. What was the purpose of it? Don't know. I just like the look of it. So I played it. Probably shouldn't do it against people of this quality, but I played it. g6, queen f3, bishop g7. He's now made a fianchetto, put his bishop back in, and he's secure in his position. So I tapped his rook. He played rook e8. And then I had a go at his queen with my rook. I thought, well, now I've got it up to a4. Why not attack? Why not attack the queen? So he went to r6, and then I went with the rook back to b4. So it's preventing him from doing much there in that corner. Just trying to put pressure on the b pawn with the queen and the rook. He then attacked my bishop, which really, if I don't take it, I'll lose a rook. But what I did forget was that if he takes, he's got a check as well, and I completely forgot that. So I played knight attacking his queen, but it's not good because he's got bishop takes, bishop check. So I'm a piece down and I've gone into the corner. A lot of people would have just said, a stronger players especially just resign if they go a piece down. And I always say, well, don't resign if you still got a game. If everything collapsed because of that, yeah. But in this case, no. I still got some resemblance of a chance as long as I've got queen, 2 rooks and a knight. His extra bishop may not matter later. So, he moves his queen back to d6. I then attack the bishop. He goes back to e7. And I play c3. This is to prevent him moving his bishop later into that square. So now he's trying to restrict my rook movement. So I played knight to e5. He came in and he's looking for a queen swap. Well, he would do. Piece up. And if I did accommodate him, then I'm in serious trouble. So I went queen to g3. He then played pawn to b5. And this is really bad for me. He's doing the right things here. He's leaves me only 1 square for my rook on e4, and then he plays the bishop vincetto, and it's also bearing down on g2 and threats a mate if my queen's not there to protect. So I attacked his queen. Some say the best way to defend is to attack, so that's what I did, and he went back with his queen, attacking my rook, which I brought back to e2. He then decided to go bishop f3 and to see if he could swap off my knight for the bishop, but I cannot afford to do that. He can take b2 if my rook wasn't on d2, so that's the reason I put it back there. So he moves the queen back down again to d4, and he's doing everything he can to try and invade my half of the board and stop me from being able to have any kind of counter-attack. So I doubled my rooks, rook e1, and he played his bishop back to g7. I then pushed the h-pawn, because I have to, if I'm going to carry on in this game, I've got to try and attack him. This is what you've got to do. If you just feel that you're not ready to resign a game, you're just not. You want to play it out. You want to take it as far as you can before you finally throw in the towel. Then, attack the king. That's the thing to do. He played rook a to d8. I played h5. Now he's offering a queen swap, which I'm not going to do again. Then he went queen back to f5, which is useful because he wants to go queen takes pawn, swap the queens off. So I made sure I took the pawn he took, and then I played rook takes pawn. Why did I do that? Let's have a look. Pawn takes pawn. I played rook takes pawn. He could play rook takes rook. So why did I do that? I'm not sure. Anyway, looks like that's another mistake I made. But he played the rook behind. I still can't see what... Oh, I know why it was. Because if he plays rook takes rook, I got queen takes on d8 check. So he played rook to f8. And then I played rook to e7. And believe it or not, I've now got some counterplay. My queen, rooks and knight are all actively involved in his king side, which is where they have to be. When you're losing a game, you have to attack. And this is what I did. He dropped his bishop back to a8, which was hanging. And I played rook takes bishop. Now I've got a bit of a nerve to do that when I'm already a piece down, but I saw an attack. King takes, rook check. He intervenes with a rook. But can you see when he did that, what happened? He couldn't go king h8 because queen h7 is mate. He couldn't go king back to g8 because knight h6 check wins the queen. So He now plays his only move, at least which is what he believed, which was rook f7. And I played rook takes. He didn't play king takes because of knight h6. Check, winning the queen. So he took with the king. Oh, he did. Yes, that's right. He did take that. He could have gone queen takes, but then I would have played queen takes rook on a7. So I'm back in the game. So I play knight h6. His shoulders dropped and his whole demeanour changed, and the confidence that he had all just drained out of him. He played king e6, knight takes queen. Then he played one last move in anger, which was rook d1 check, king h7, and he resigned. How did I win that? Well, I just wasn't ready to resign, and I was determined to show the man that I could play despite making mistakes, despite playing badly. I can play this game. I just made some terrible mistakes there, but why did he lose? Because he didn't deserve to win. And why didn't he deserve to win? Because he didn't know how to when he was the piece up. He was just trying to swap off things and all the rest of it. He didn't take enough notice of my attack on his king side that was coming. By the time it did come, I did play it really well, I think. And I think he started feeling the pressure, which if you put a player under pressure, no matter how many pieces they've got on the board, they seem to forget that and they just feel the pressure. So, yes, there are times to give in when you lose a piece if your game's just totally gone. But if it's not, don't give in. Carry on. Okay? See you next time.